our trip to the beach yesterday.
What about it?
So we got there probably like around 12, maybe
Mm-hmm.
11:40, maybe somewhere around there. And nice day, like beautiful breeze. It was so nice. And then we have the most spoiled dog ever.
Oh, you think?
That's supposed to be funny. Yeah, like it was so bad.
What
Like,
did she do?
She was fine as long as Johnny was sitting up in the chair with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, as soon as Johnny, because I had my blankets down on the sand, like I didn't bring a chair,
Mm-hmm.
and I just had like 3 beach blankets that I laid out, and I had my bag, and I had my books and my planner, and I was just watching the ocean, and everybody out there was just chilling.
Yeah.
Beautiful, relaxing day. And, and then I was going to read my book. So I had and I had my cooler that had my yogurt. It had my fruit.
Poppy?
It had,
Did you have a Poppy?
I didn't have Poppy.
Well,
I
that's
do
surprising.
have Poppy today though. Grape Poppy today. And, but I had water, and I planned on being there for a little while.
You were there for a little while.
We weren't. We were there for like, I don't even know if we made it 2 hours because Drika was whining because she wanted to go home. Drika doesn't like the beach.
No.
Our dog does not like the beach. I've never seen a dog that does. She even got so grumpy that there was another big dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen Drika do this. Usually she'll cower
Yeah.
when other dogs are around. So she actually like was trying to run after this dog, and she was growling and barking at it. The sun and the sand and being at the beach made her really grumpy. And then we were like, get over here. And then she was like, ow, 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 ow. And I mean, I was giving her water and everything. I was like, here, drink some water. She drank some water, and it didn't matter. And so whenever Johnny sat up, then she was like clawing at his back and stuff. She was freaking out. It was like she was almost having like a panic attack.
She probably was.
Like she wanted to go home. So we got there probably around 12. We left at 1:30.
No.
Yeah, we did, because we had stops to make. So like whenever we left here yesterday morning, we didn't go straight to the beach. So I had to go to the store and get a couple of things. I'd get like some yogurt and stuff. And then we had to go and get her pill.
Uh-huh.
We had to make a stop for Drika in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we drove to the beach from the south side, which took another 30 minutes. So we didn't get out there till about 11:45. So, and then we left at like, we left at like maybe 1:30. That's it. I planned on being there for like 3 hours.
I mean, how long do you have to sit at the beach? I mean, come on. How long?
For me, like after I've worked all week, I want to be there for a few hours. Yeah. I've got my sunscreen on. I have my hat on. I wasn't out. I mean, I had like my white skirt and my shoulders. I mean, I was in comfortable clothing that, like, if my legs got too hot, I could, I had a long skirt on. But it wasn't a heavy skirt,
Yeah.
I had my beach wear on. It was fine. Now Johnny is red as a lobster today. Get it?
Yeah.
He's
Do you
red.
sunburn?
I do a little bit, but not like, I'm not like red, like really, really red,
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm nothing like that. No.
Yeah. I sunburn.
Do you remember when you were younger and you had like a really bad, like,
Blisters. I had
On your-
blisters on my shoulders, and then my cousin slapped my shoulders and busted them on my shoulders.
I felt so bad.
They just popped.
She did. I wonder if she ever did that on purpose.
Of course she did.
Did she do it on purpose?
Of course. Why else would she just... How do you do this on accident?
I don't know.
On somebody's shoulder. You don't just slap somebody's shoulders on accident. Of course it was on purpose. She wanted to see him blow.
I know. I felt so bad for Tristan because he was like, we were like, no.
Yeah, it was horrible. I couldn't even sleep. Like, I couldn't even sleep. It hurt so bad. My skin was so, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was so rough and, like, it was just painful.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, he had, and we weren't even at the beach. This is when we lived in Missouri.
Yeah.
And this was just from us being at the pool, at the apartment that we lived in.
Mm-hmm.
And Tristan, I had you guys out at the pool all day.
Yeah.
That was probably my fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I felt sorry for you. But after, it's probably a good thing she popped them, is they actually started to heal after that. They were bad. You had, I don't know how many. It was gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
It was really bad. I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But Johnny is like red. I even put sunscreen on him yesterday. And he's still, like, the tops of his feet are red and everything. He never gets sun. And if we sit out back, but he always has pants on. Like, he never wears shorts.
Yeah. Well, that's just what happens to white skin.
I know.
You can't, you know, that's just how it is.
I know.
You can't control it.
I know, unfortunately.
Maybe do you still sunburn if you get, like, a spray tan? Probably, right?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't know if you would.
You probably would, right? I mean, because it's just like
maybe
it's just like spray. That might be the dumbest question
but
ever.
But it might be like a layer. I don't know.
Is it like a layer of protect? Is it like what's the word?
Barrier?
Artificial. Is it like artificial melanin? Because melanin, the more melanin you have, the more protected you are from the sun.
It could
Is
be.
it like artificial melanin? I wonder.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't tan.
I want to look that up and see.
Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 50 of the Tay and Tristan Hour. we didn't even.
I don't know if you noticed. The setup looks completely different. We didn't even say anything about it.
We just started talking about the beach, and then there it goes. So yes, we did a complete. But let's go ahead and answer your question, and then we'll get into the whole new setup.
No, spray tan does not use melanin. It uses dihydroxyacetone.
What is that?
I'm not saying it.
If you can't pronounce something, you probably don't need to be either eating it or it doesn't need to be on your body.
Dihydroxyacetone, a sugar that reacts with amino acids in the top layer of skin to create melanoidins, which are pigments that give the skin a temporary tanned appearance. Melanin, on the other hand, is a natural pigment produced by the skin, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. I love that part of it that you did.
So, no, it's not artificial melanin. But I wonder if that's a thing, like, if you can get artificial melanin. Like, do you remember Rachel Dolezal? How she was like a white woman, but she identified as black?
Yes, I do.
I wonder if in the future you'll be able to, like, artificially actually change your skin tone, where you can like actually change the pigmentation of your skin and like make it melanated. That's got to be a thing.
There is actually, I read this in the news, or it was on social media. Actually, it was probably on Instagram more than likely is where I saw it, because that's where I'm at most of the time. So yeah, there was a couple, whether they're in Britain or somewhere, but they actually have changed. They were a white couple, but they changed their skin tone to like they wanted to be black.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I've never.
Oh yeah, I cannot remember their names, but I saw this. I read this article about them probably 2 weeks ago. And they're actually changing it. They're not doing tanning or anything like that. I can't remember if they're taking something, but they have changed the color of their skin. Like it showed a picture of her. And you never know if something's AI generated, but I don't believe it is because it doesn't look like it's AI generated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it showed her like before, and and skin's white, and then now like their skin is darker than mine.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I have to
have
see
got
this.
to, but I have not. I cannot remember their name. I cannot remember their name. Hang on a second.
I have to see that because that sounds insane. How long have they been taking this stuff? Was it a pill?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a pill. I'm looking. I'm trying to find out where I saw that. And I forgot why they were doing it. It's
because they want to be black. You just said it.
She's having injections. She had injections to change her skin color. They are I believe Martina Big and her husband, who are both white and German.
Is she big?
What do you mean, is she big?
You said Martina Big. Is Martina big?
No, I kind of, I don't know. Let me see. So so they traveled to Kenya back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
They actually received melanin injections. They identify as black, and they appeared on the British television show this morning. And they are talking about being trans-racial. So you know how people talk about being transgender?
Yeah.
People obviously can be transracial. So they can identify.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, they can be white, but they identify as black. And so since they're identifying as black, they want to also look the part. So, I wish we had everything hooked up to the television so that we could actually see it and have it in frame. And maybe we'll do that for our next session. We're still, as you see, changing the feng shui of the room is what we're trying to do here. We've gotten these adult size like beanbag chairs.
They're memory foam. Memory
foam, not like your 70s beanbag chairs, right? So, yeah. Okay, but anyway. So, so she was actually on the Maury show back in 2017.
On Maury? What did she have
Back in 2017, she gained attention that she underwent a medical procedure to become black. And so, according to her website, she has a website. She traveled to Kenya in February of 2018 and was baptized as a true, this is what is in quotations. She was baptized as a true African woman by a clergyman. This woman is only 30 years old. This article is from Ebony.
Wait, was her skin still white at that point?
I believe so. Hang on. This time of this article, which is by Ebony Magazine, this was like back in 2019. Okay, so
Ebony Magazine is still around?
It's Ebony website.
Oh.
Yeah. Ebony.com.
Okay.
So the host of the morning show asked the 30-year-old, who has previously appeared on the show, about what feelings led her to believe she was black and not white. And Big said that in 2017, she felt only 80% black.
What?
She revealed that the melanin injections helped her not only physically by darkening her skin, eyes, and coiling her hair, but also psychologically. So I guess whenever you get the melanin injections, it also is not only darkening your hair, but obviously it's changing something physiologically within the body.
Like, what do you mean?
So she said it not only darkened her skin and her eyes, but it changed the texture of her hair.
No way.
This is what she's saying. This is what this lady is saying.
Come on.
I'm not saying that the melanin injections are doing this.
That's impossible.
This is what this lady is saying, okay? So, this is her in her words. She said, I can clearly feel that I'm black. The injections only started the process, but being black is not only the color, it's everything in total. So, when I go outside now, I get in touch with dark people much easier. And when I compare to my African friends, I have more in common than with my German friends. So she started getting the melanin shots alone, and then her husband soon began receiving them with her.
Oh my God.
The couple has been dressing in African fabric.
What?
Said they received the same amount of treatment despite, being lighter in complexion than his wife. So, they asked them if they plan to have children. And of course, so the talk show host, and remind you, this interview is going on in Britain. So the talk show host is asking, you've been told, they asked them this. They said, you've been told by a doctor that your children will be black. And they said, we're not having plans. And this lady that's getting these melanin injections, she's a model. Okay. So she said, I'm discussing regularly with my doctor if my body is okay, if having a baby is okay, if breastfeeding is okay, and how the baby will look. And they said, after being asked if they will love the child who genetically could not be black, they responded, of course, it will be a mix of the both of them. So, of course, they will love the child.
But they'll be shooting it up with melanin as soon as it comes out if it's
right.
white.
Exactly. So then she added, but I'm pretty sure it will be black.
Pretty sure.
But if it is milk chocolate or a little bit lighter, it doesn't matter.
Milk chocolate is brown.
I know. So
if he means white chocolate, maybe she meant white chocolate. Because milk chocolate is brown.
I know. So this is what I'm saying. So yeah, this is very
But what was she on Maury for?
Because I guess she gained attention because that's whenever she started the melanin injection. So
But I thought Maury was just like paternity stuff.
Oh, Maury used to do all kinds of stuff. He just did a lot of paternity shows, but he used to have people on there for all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So this is because if something gains the attention of people out there, they're going to be, of course, the big daytime talk shows are going to want these people on there because they keep up with what's going on in the media. Yeah. So look her up, Martina Big. I want you to look it up so you can
God,
what she actually looks like. And so for anybody else out there who...
She didn't just get melanin injections. She got some other work done, too.
Yeah, well, she's a model. Or she was a model.
Oh, my God. Oh, was this like in the 90s?
I don't think so.
No, she's only 36.
Yeah, no, this was recent. This was like in 2017, probably. This is when she started.
She looks crazy. Did you see her boobs?
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
She was a model. Yeah.
This is so absurd.
She's 36 years old.
Yeah, she's only 36. But
she's a German model and actress known for her extremely large breast implants. And she underwent a perma tanning procedure to give herself a dark skin color, eyebrow color, and eye color.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. If you look at the before, she's just a regular white woman.
Yes, I have looked at the before. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then, oh my God, and her husband's getting darker too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so fascinating.
It's very, very interesting. Yeah.
So I wonder, like, I wonder how much more prevalent that's going to be in the future for people to feel like they're another race. Because that wasn't really even a thing, at least not a thing in the media that people talked about until Rachel Dolezal, which was like 2016, 2017 that happened, wasn't it?
That was around the time that this lady did that.
Yeah.
So it obviously had an impact of how much, but she didn't go as far as melanin injections though. Like the way that she looks is not, that it's not a real black person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real.
No.
So yeah, so when you talked about like the melanin things, that's like what brought up it brought this lady to mind. And I had just seen this, like, obviously this was years ago. This is how out of touch I am with what's going on in the news sometimes and on social media. But yeah, I was like, wow.
That's so
and then her
crazy.
husband's like, hey, okay.
I can see a future where...
It's interesting.
I can see a future where if this becomes so prevalent that races start to branch off so that there's like natural African, artificial African, natural Chinese, artificial Chinese. And they're like the same, they're like two different races, but they're both Chinese.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yes, I don't. But
I could see a future, where that happens.
But why? The question would be: I'm not denying that there couldn't be a future like that. My question would be: why would people feel the need to do that? So,
because they don't feel like they're British or white or German or whatever. They feel like this. They feel like they're African. It's in their soul. I don't know. I don't know why they want to do it.
Well, I mean, I think but I actually can understand and see where you're coming from, because like I remember being younger and being like, man, I always wanted to have like hair that feathered, like like white girls, like the young white girls I was around, and I always wanted hair like that. When you see a lot of the um some of the women who have the weaves, they're long straight weaves, like white hair. I mean, it's or Indian hair or something like that. There's nothing, and then more people are kind of doing like the natural thing, but it's still not like their hair. You're always trying to portray something that is from another culture, or from another race. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Beyonce today. Yeah. She looks like a Kardashian.
She does. She actually does.
She's got the long blonde hair and everything. Her complexion's lighter.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's so interesting, because I'm glad you brought that up, because I was watching a clip of Joe Rogan, and he may have done this like a while ago, but I found it very interesting because he was talking about the Kardashians, and that we were having the conversation between what's the difference between somebody being like famous and a celebrity, and then it's like somebody being a star. Well, and I had mentioned to you the Kardashians, right?
Yeah.
So it was funny because I saw this clip of Joe Rogan, and he was talking about the Kardashians. And I was like, and he was saying, he goes, yeah, they're cute and they have money, but he goes, what have they done? He goes, like, why are they famous? And I told my husband, I go, my gosh, I said, me and Tristan were just having this conversation. So Joe Rogan, stop stealing our content, man.
No,
I know. I'm just saying.
That's from a long time ago.
I'm sure it was.
Because he has.
I just had to say that.
He has congratulated Kim Kardashian for wanting to become a lawyer, and she's gotten people out of prison, and she's doing good stuff out there.
He said, matter of fact, he said they are boring people with money. That's what he said. But he said there's not anything. But the clip that showed up was just like, what are you famous for? Like, it's not a talent.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I found it interesting, whether it's in the algorithm or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing that we were talking about a week ago. I mean,
I'm sure a lot of people feel like that about that.
Yeah. So I was like, man, but I just had to say it. It's a joke. But I had to say it. I was like, oh my gosh, still in our content, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one that feels that way, and that this empowers me to say more things that are on my mind and don't care what people think. So yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I know. And so with that being said, we are celebrating what was that?
Don't worry about it.
Was that my phone?
No.
Are you sure? What was
Just keep talking. It's fine.
I heard something go.
No, it's just.
And the last time that happened, I looked at my phone and like it completely stopped recording. So I appreciate the people who did like at least watch our last episode, and probably had to listen to the last 20 or 30 minutes of it. So, all right. So we are celebrating 50 episodes. This is our 50th. And I didn't know. Did you think we would make it to 50?
I don't know. I don't think I even really thought about it at all. Honestly.
Really?
I was just, no. I didn't think that it would be over. Like, I didn't think like that. It was just, you just.
He never does.
I'm saying no. I'm just saying like.
Never does.
What do you mean? I'm just saying like, no, I didn't think about oh, you probably won't even make it to 50 episodes. No, I didn't think like that. I just kept, we just keep doing it.
We do. We do just keep talking. And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, all right.
But I don't think like, all this is going to end soon, or we weren't going to make it to this. Like, no, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know. I was worried there for a little bit just because there's days where it was hard to get Tristan up out of bed to do something. And he was like, I don't know if I don't feel like doing it today. And then there's some days where you're like, let's just push it off till Monday. And I'm like, we have to upload on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you've gotten really great at like getting it done, and you still have to show me how to do it.
Why?
Because what if something happens and like, I don't know. What if it's still, I need to know how to do it, because you never know. You may not be around to do it, or I may need to maybe I want to upload something through Premiere,
Well, then you're going to have to pay me for my services.
Oh, I pay you.
Yeah.
I just bought you rodeo tickets.
So what does that have to do?
We're going to the Black Rodeo here in Jacksonville in June, and I'm so excited, and I have got to make content about that. Tristan gets on to me about wanting to vlog for some reason, and he never wants to be a part of it. I don't understand.
But that would be a fun thing.
But that's what we're going to do for the Black Rodeo. So we're going to and that's going to be a part of the podcast. And surprisingly, we got an additional follower on our Instagram page.
What do you mean, one?
So the other week, you were like, what? We only have 45 followers. Now we have 46 on the Tay and Tristan podcast
that's
Instagram
great.
Page. So thank you for everybody who's following. See?
So good. 46 now.
Hey, I will take all of the followers.
It's not 4,000, but 46.
I don't have
3,500, whatever.
I don't have 4,000 followers on my Instagram page. It's like 3,500.
Yeah.
But it's still like it, but they're bots. Okay, whatever. We're going to move forward. So he's never going to let me live that one down. So anyway, 50th episode is today. So I thought that we could kind of go back and talk about our journey a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about it? How do you feel about like what we do every week? Because it's been...
What do you mean? How do I feel?
It's been like over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like from the first time I asked you to do it to now.
Well, when you first asked me, I thought it was ridiculous. And I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Just because I just didn't want to be in front of a camera talking, I guess.
Yeah.
Because then people will see like...
We'll see you?
I'm saying, people will see like how stupid I am or something.
Oh my gosh. But you're not stupid.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, you talk and then sometimes you just say stuff that maybe people will misunderstand, or...
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
I could see that, yeah. And it makes you, like, insecure a little bit. Like how I'm messing with my microphone thing here? Okay.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really want to do it. You kind of made me do it.
Okay. So we're going to stop right there because, like, I didn't make you do anything.
She did. She's shamed and
I didn't.
She shamed and guilted
me
into doing,
I did not.
Into doing this podcast. And listen, I enjoy doing it now. Like, I want to do it. But that was the catalyst.
It wasn't that bad
for me doing the podcast. Yeah.
I wanted to do, like, I got into it because I wanted to do something that was like, I wanted to do something that was different and fun, and you didn't believe that I was going to do it.
No, I didn't.
Like, Tristan was like, you're not serious. And I was like, no, I'm going to do a podcast, because there's a lot of things I say I'm going to do and I don't do them. Or it takes me a while.
Yeah.
Right. But this was something like when I said I was going to do it, I followed through pretty quickly on it.
Yeah, you did.
I ordered all of our stuff, the microphones. I didn't know what I was ordering. I didn't. I didn't know. I just pulled up Google and just was like, I need microphones. I need a mixcaster, whatever the recording thing. I don't even know what you call them. Tristan knows. And then I was like, we didn't know what kind of software to like actually how to download and upload the podcast episodes.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know what to do. And we just kind of fumbled our way through it. We're still kind of fumbling our way through it, but I think we're a little bit better about it now.
Yeah,
than we were.
Yeah, we kind of know what we're doing now.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, remember the first time when we tried to set everything up and your computer was just garbage, and we couldn't even download Adobe on it. And
oh my gosh, that was terrible.
yeah, we spent like hours trying to figure it out. Like it was horrible.
Yeah, because like our first there's a couple of episodes. If you go to our YouTube page, it's like there's some that are just all audio, and we still mess up sometimes. Like if my phone does not just cuts off in the middle of it, and it's just we still have the audio, but we've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
At it. Now I just need to get, probably some floor microphone stands. But as we keep going on, we and better microphones, will improve over time. But definitely over this last year it's been fun for me.
Yeah, it has.
It has. Sometimes it's felt like work.
Well, yeah, it is, especially when you have to edit it every week.
Yeah.
It's kind of, but I mean, it's not even like really. It's like such a podcast or such simple things to edit.
Yeah.
So it's really not that bad.
Everybody has a podcast now.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, I'm going into it. And I was like, I don't know.
We should have done this 10 years ago. We'd be millionaires by now.
I know. I know. But it's so saturated. The field is so saturated.
Yeah, now
everybody
it is. Yeah.
has a podcast. But 10 years ago, I mean, come on. Like, I wouldn't have even known anything. I was probably... Did I even have an iPod then?
Of course.
I know. I was probably... I'm the last...
Yeah.
I'm the last one to get a hold of anything. Like, Tristan, I mean, I just started listening to audiobooks. Come on. You think I was going to do a podcast 10 years ago?
I don't know. You might have.
I don't know. You would have been like 14 years old. What would I have even done a podcast about?
I don't know anything. I don't know.
I think sometimes you are meant to start doing something at a particular time in your life. Don't you believe that? Or do you just think I wasted years of my life?
No, I don't think that.
I don't know. I think you can start a podcast at any time in your life.
Of course, you can do anything at any time. Like there's a lot
he's all about money.
No, you are.
He's like, we could have been millionaires by now.
No, I'm just saying that 10 years. I'm just saying because there was like around that time between like 2015 and the pandemic was like the podcast boom. That's when people started getting paid for podcasts. Like before,
that's true.
Before that, people weren't really getting. You weren't really getting like people get paid.
People weren't getting deals.
I'm saying people were getting paid from ads and whatever and YouTube ads and stuff, but it wasn't until like 2017 or something that people like Spotify was handing out $100 million, $50 million deals and whatever. And that's just not happening as much now because there's so many podcasts.
So many.
It's
ridiculous.
There's only a few people that are, getting those kinds of deals.
Yeah. It's very few that are getting those kind of deals.
Yeah.
And then they're probably people that are already like established in the field. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been doing something or they have a really cool niche, whatever it is.
Niche.
Like I think we have a really cool niche that we have.
Yeah. There's
not a lot of mother-son podcasts out there.
No.
I have found a lot of people do enjoy our content. Like on Instagram. They really do. But we just need to have more like with us. That's the next stage. So another thing I will make him do or shame him into it because I'm getting older. So, sometimes you have to use a little mom shame. I have to use a little mom shame with him.
It's ridiculous.
whenever you have a child, you will use dad shame. Believe me, and it works on your kids. It does.
I don't know.
Yeah, it works on him sometimes. He's doing this podcast with me right now.
Yeah, see?
So it works, and he loves me. So we'll do something. The rodeo will be like our first like thing. We can use our little microphones, and we can record.
Oh,
some
we
stuff.
gotta do that. Oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, I will use mine, and you can pause it, and then we can cut it up, and then we can just put some stuff together. It's
Yeah.
fine. We can record little things, okay? Because
Yeah.
then we're going to have Miss Wanda with us, and then Johnny, my husband, will also be with us. So this will be Miss Wanda's first time at the Black Rodeo. We're trying to get her to buy and wear a cowboy hat.
You know what? I was looking.
We'll see how that works.
I was looking into that. I don't know if it's such a good idea actually to wear a hat and boots and stuff, because it seems it's like a white guy going to a rap concert with like baggy jeans and a chain on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's the more I started to think about it, I was like, they're just gonna think we're like cosplaying cowboys, you know. So I don't know. If
I have a hat and boots already.
I
I'm
know,
not
but-
cosplaying.
but you are, because you're not a cowboy.
I don't have to be a cowboy. It's
But
about style.
But I'm saying, I guess so. But I'm saying that's not like your normal style. Like,
Well,
you're
don't
not,
wear it. You don't have to wear it, but
I
I'll go wear
want to. I want to, but it's like I almost feel like it's disrespect. Like, some people might feel disrespected. Is all I'm saying.
Well,
Because
don't
this
feel
is
that
how
way.
this is how they actually like. This is just them every day.
But what if
I'm just wearing a cowboy hat and boots to the rodeo? You know.
But what if it's something? But what if it's a style you like? Because I've always liked the, of course, because they're more expensive. But I've always loved I love my cowboy boots. I just bought a second pair of boots, and then I miss my Miss Me jeans and my other jeans I bought from Buckle that I always wore with my cow boots.
Mm-hmm.
I just never had a hat.
Yeah.
I always liked that stuff. And we used to go to what was the country store in Springfield we always went to?
I don't know. PFI.
PFI, yeah. So we used to go in there. I always liked that stuff. And then we even went to I think it was the boot stores out here on Blanding Boulevard out here in Jacksonville. And me and Johnny went in there and we were looking for some hats in there. So, I mean, I like that stuff. It's just sometimes it's really expensive. I can't afford to buy it. It's not I have to be living on a freaking ranch
But no.
and have horses all the time. But, I mean, it doesn't mean that you don't enjoy and like that. And it's not like I have to wear a cowboy hat every day.
I know, but some people feel different. I think a lot of people in that culture feel differently about that.
Yeah.
Like
you've been watching too much Yellowstone.
What do you mean? No, I'm saying that's what somebody would say to someone who's just wearing a hat and boots to the rodeo. They would tell you that you're watching too much Yellowstone is the point.
No, I'm not going in there with, I'm not going in there like that. That's not how I'm going in there like.
I'm just saying it's kind of like a white guy who's never listened to rap before going to a rap concert with chains and baggy jeans.
But if he's never, but we've been to rodeos before.
We've been to one.
But we left because you were like, "Bleh, I can't stand the smell. Tristan couldn't stand the smell of any kind of horse dung or poop or anything.
I was 6.
Like
I was like 6 years old.
you were.
I was.
So we've been to, and you actually wore a cowboy hat there. Remember?
Yeah, but I was a child. That's
You
different.
loved it. I think that it's also can be, that's one viewpoint, and I appreciate that viewpoint, but I think it can also be like a show of we respect what you do and honor what you do. And I think it's all in the individual's perspective as well. I think it depends on how that individual is looking at it. I don't think that I think whenever you're being like, hey, I'm out here and I'm trying to do something. Yeah, but I'm not going to be in like a whole,
I know. I just think some people might just see it as like it's like a Halloween costume.
Yeah. Well, that's them. But I'm going to want to dress the way I want to.
Yeah.
Because it's a free country until it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, but well, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I mean, I want to wear a hat and boots, but I'm not. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
But I want to, but I don't want to be disrespectful. Is all. I don't want to be disrespectful
Well, I get that.
to rodeo culture.
Oh, I get that.
Is all I'm saying.
I understand. And you don't have to do that. You do not have to. You don't have to buy a hat. Like, you don't have to go out and buy a hat and wear it just for that occasion.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're not going to wear that hat any other time, then don't buy one. Then don't do that. If I go buy a hat, I'm going to wear my hats because I like hats. So.
Yeah.
And I have my brown hat that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
I might wear that and just some boots. And jeans.
I just don't know where else I would wear a cowboy. Like, to go to the store?
Listen, you can.
I'm just saying, like, people already look at me because of what I look like, because of my hair and everything.
Okay.
If I have a cowboy hat on, too, people are going to be like, what's up with this guy? You know? He's got dreadlocks and cowboy hats?
You think people with dreadlocks can't wear a cowboy hat?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I already get looked at.
Weird.
I'll get looked at even more if I wear a cowboy hat to go get gas or go get chicken broth from Dollar General.
He had to go get chicken broth for me yesterday for my chili. He was upset.
But I would like to wear
I made white chicken chili.
I like cowboy hats. I think they look really cool. And I think I'm a good hat person. Hats generally look really good on me.
I think it'll look great on you. I think you have to, you can either wear your hair down or you can figure out a way. Or if you want to just how you have your hair now.
I was thinking about just wearing this and putting the hat over.
Yeah, I mean you could absolutely.
Or I thought about getting they have satin lined cowboy hats.
Yeah.
So I might get one of those too.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and I think I'm looking at it as a show of respect. I mean, I think anybody could feel like that in any situation they're in. It's kind of like having like imposter syndrome. It's like you can, and other people can look at it that way.
I think there's people that look at it just like that lady that wants to be black and changing her skin tone.
Yeah,
when she's not actually black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people can look at it like, who do you think you are? But at the same time, it's like, okay, so then I'm not a part of that culture. Should I not go? That's the same thing. And like, if people, that's why I think some people feel like this is what I think kind of keeps people separated a little bit. It's like, because people feel that way. And yeah, why do you think you don't see a lot of black golfers, or you don't see, it's just, I'm not going to go into the race thing, but I'm just saying, like, people can feel like they're not, like they don't fit into a certain idea, or they don't fit into like a certain sport, or they don't fit into something because of culture or background or whatever it may be. And if they become a part of it, then they feel like they don't really belong, like they're being an imposter, like it's not a part of their culture. It doesn't mean that you can't acclimate to a specific culture. Yeah. People do it all the time, but people, I think, are fearful for some reason. And I don't know what it is. People have to figure out what they're fearful of. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you that to certain people it may seem like, I think people, what are you doing?
People look at it as like cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
but I think it can also just be celebratory of if you enjoy things about this culture or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating it.
No, there's not.
It's like wearing a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo.
People do it all the time. Yeah. Yeah, and then get drunk and probably throw her up in their sombrero. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm trying to put a light spin on it. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's just, it can, I have to look at it in my perspective as being, well, it's celebratory. I can honor it. And I want to enjoy it. Damn it. Yeah. And I think I want to have fun.
I think for this event specifically, it's a black rodeo. It's black cowboys. And I think there's generally by most people that's not looked at as like a black culture, right? And black cowboys already probably don't feel accepted in a lot of places. Yes, yeah. So,
and to think too that country western music, country music. And cowboys, I mean, is very much a part of black culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably before it was a part of the white culture.
Yeah. It's just the thing is that black culture today in general, at least like what the world sees, is like dominated by hip hop culture.
Yes.
Which
very
isn't
much.
which isn't hip hop culture isn't just that's not all of black culture. Like black culture
Yeah.
is a lot of different things.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and that's where I'm kind of like, and that's where I'm like, that's why I feel like I'm not disrespecting them by wearing a cowboy hat or wearing my boots or whatever. I mean, that is a part of, I want to celebrate that history because it's a history that's not associated with black culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's not rodeo,
Even though it is, it's not
even though
associated.
even though it is black culture. It's not. It's more or less seen as something that is within the white culture,
Yeah.
and that's
Which I guess it's
not. It is a part of it, but I mean,
it's because it's mostly white people that do it. I guess.
Yes, it is very true.
Also,
yes.
there's just more white people in general.
Yeah,
obviously.
the higher. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Ow.
Oh my god.
I hit my elbow. Pow. But yeah, I mean, I think that's just more white people that do it, and that comes from. But I'm happy though. I'm happy that I found out because there was a lady that I go to church with who told me about the Black Rodeo.
Yeah.
And she said it comes every June, and that's how we knew about it because it's been coming to Jacksonville for years.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And I had no idea. And we're only we live like 10 minutes away from it.
Yeah, from the
equestrian center. So I'm like, that's amazing. So I'm very, very excited that we're going to go do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. So content coming from us because I'm going to make him do it.
Yeah,
so
I guess I will get a hat, I guess.
He's going to go get a hat.
Yeah.
And we're going to take pictures and post them. So, yes. And I'm going to take some live content as well.
Ooh, I'm going to wear all black. I'm going to get a nice shirt, some black jeans.
Black listen to you. What?
Or should I do a white hat?
You don't have to do a
white hat and then all black everything? Or just all black everything? I don't know.
No,
we'll see.
No, don't do that. No. Just get you some nice Levi jeans and some...
I'm going to get me some black Wranglers and some black boots.
And just get what you want. Yeah. I mean, just however you want to do it, baby. It's fine.
We'll see.
All right. So I was going through and I was looking at some of our episodes that we've done. So we've uploaded 83 episodes, or at least 83 videos of our that are on YouTube, and this kind of includes like shorts and everything that we've done. So so I know like one of our the most views I think that we did get on a short was probably the one where we're at Universal Studios. That was the very first short that I ever uploaded on YouTube. This is how out of touch I can be sometimes. And that was the one where you're trying to tell me or show me how to clean the lens on my phone. A lot of people, I uploaded that one on Instagram too. So that's an old school one. That's like the one that I did last year. And a lot of people like that one on Instagram as well. So, yeah, I called Tristan weird at the end of it just because I thought he was going to stop my video. And even after he tried to wipe it, it still didn't matter.
No, I think it looked a little bit better.
It didn't really. He's like, you need to clean your lens.
Yeah, it was dirty, and you didn't know, like, you couldn't understand the concept of, like, cleaning, like just wiping off your camera.
I did not understand that.
It was so, the funniest part about that is the comment that we got, like, the first comment that we got.
Ever.
I don't even remember. Can you pull the comment up?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
You have to pull the comment. It's so funny.
Let me see if I can pull up the comment here. Oh my gosh. It was I have to remember, like, anytime we get like comments on any of this stuff, that like not to take anything,
personal.
Don't take it personal.
And
I thought I did pretty good because I really did not take it personal.
Yeah.
So let me see. I think here's the one. Yeah, we got 531 views on that one, which I wasn't even expecting to get anything like that. So, this, should I say the name of the person? So this was from at Justin Jackson at 0601. And, he said, wow, amazing. He's made it this far with an autistic mother raising him. So thank you at Justin Jackson 0601. Appreciate that comment from 11 months ago. Yeah, so we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for giving us the engagement.
Yeah, really. No, thank you. Because I actually, like, after I read that comment, I was like, wow. It's like, thank you very much. And because I did kind of sound, I'm not making fun of autistic people, but I sounded like I was completely lost.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, you were.
Video. And I was just like, I don't know how. I even listened to it back and I was like, wow, Shantae, you sound.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, just clean the lid, like, just clean the camera, and you just could not. I don't even know what you were trying to do.
I don't know.
You just,
it
didn't make any sense.
I don't know what I was trying to do, but we made it work.
Yeah.
So that was our highest viewed short on YouTube, was the video of me trying to clean our lens. And then, of course, Tristan making some kind of weird face, but people seem to really like that one. The other video that we seem to have gotten a lot of views on for our episode was the one about living sober. So Tristan seems to think he was not on this video.
Oh wait, I think I remember. I think you, me, and Johnny were on.
We were all on this one. And so this was episode, I'm trying to figure out what number this was. I can't remember.
Yeah, we weren't numbering them.
At that time, we weren't numbering them. But we got 89 over this time. We got 89 views on this. I think this was the highest one so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, basically, I'm just going to give you the description of what the podcast episode was about. So Tristan is very colorful whenever he describes our episodes. And I do appreciate some of the word choice that you use. So in this episode, this is for Living a Sober Life. He says, in this episode featuring Johnny, we begin a tale of thievery from Tay's teenage years. And then we discuss the definition of addiction, what makes a person an addict, and ways to overcome addiction.
Yeah.
So
I think the main draw was the thievery story.
The main draw was the thievery, probably, is what people wanted to hear. You have this really great way of, like, I'm really great with shaming you into things sometimes as a mother.
Yeah.
But I think you have a really great way of trying to, of peer pressuring me.
Peer pressuring you? What do you mean?
You peer pressure me into telling stories I don't want to tell. From times in my life that were not the best. You have, because this was one of those, and this is an example. This episode is an example of that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if I peer pressured you.
Yeah, you were like, come on. What did you steal? Come on. I mean, you kind of have that, like, I mean, what happened? Why did you do that? Well, why did you do that?
It's
well,
good.
What were you trying to do?
Listen, people. First of all, that was like 30 years ago that happened.
It was.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Second of all, people like stories. People have always liked stories. People will always love stories. And it's fun to tell stories.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Very much so.
So that's all.
So,
and it's entertaining. Stories are entertaining. You know?
It was very entertaining. That episode I thought was very entertaining, but it was also very informative. It was informative about addiction.
Yeah.
It was informative to the point where, like, you know, we had to, you know, I got some great information, or gave some great information based just off of what I do for a living. And I got some great feedback, I think, from you and from Johnny. And it seemed like a lot of people did tune in for that episode. So thank you guys for watching that one. Our lowest viewed, I have to go with the lowest. Our lowest viewed episode was the one that me and Johnny did. And this one was whenever we were still trying to figure out how to put the podcast on video and get our video on there. Like, this was the one with just me and Johnny.
Is this the very first episode?
This was the second episode. This was the one that was on the perspectives on aging. And this was probably whenever we weren't actually, it sounded kind of far away, is why I think we didn't get very many views. It kind of had the echo of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Were you even using microphones?
We were using the microphone, but I think that we were using the microphone, but it wasn't
No,
the.
it was what happened was you didn't record the
I didn't
audio or
record.
something.
I didn't
We just had
record
the
the
audio
audio.
from the
Yes,
phone. That's
we
what
didn't
happened.
record the audio on the Mixcaster. That's what it was, and so it sounded. So I don't think it was because of the content of what me and Johnny were talking about, because we were talking about the perspectives on aging, right? And so we were kind of talking about. It was. Let me see what the description was really quick. So we it was just basically men and women's you know, their opinions, because sometimes men can see the perspectives on aging differently than women.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Johnny were kind of looking at it from a not only our from a man and a woman's perspective, but also from just our ages, because we have an age gap. He's 21 years older than me. So it was
Mm-hmm.
interesting to get kind of like a perspective from him being older and a man. So
Yeah.
it was interesting. So maybe we might do that one again and just it'll sound better. But
Yeah.
it's our follow up to that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it was a good episode. I mean, it was good content that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
but hard to hear.
Yeah. We've come a long way since then in the technology department.
Absolutely. We've had a tie for like some of these are very close. So some honorable mentions here. So when we first introduced Miss Wanda, that was a really good one. That was our 10th episode. Oh my gosh. Um, wow. And then the oldest profession on earth was a good one.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the legality of prostitution.
Yeah. That was a
And
good
so
one.
that would make it safe for women.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was on the opposing side of that one.
I don't remember how it went. I
I,
know
I, I think I think I was, but I was trying to kind of like,
I was for legalization.
yes, he was. And I think I was against
You
it.
know, but you agreed with some of what I was saying.
You made some very valid points.
Yeah.
Like I think the whole thing with like the safety and issue with them really being off the street and in safer places. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our other ones that people seem to like that we got quite a few, was the one that you titled "Take It in the Ear." Do you remember what we talked about on that episode?
No. Was it like weird holidays? Was it that one?
No. Oh my gosh, no. What is it
Oh.
with you and this thievery thing of mine?
What do
Okay,
you
so in
mean?
this episode, this is the Take It in the Ear episode. So this is we talk about our week with COVID.
Yeah.
Tay's my funny experience at the museum. Oh my gosh, what happened there? And then my childhood thievery, Olympians and their lackluster living situation in Paris.
Yeah.
We talked the countries and cities we want to visit, weird and obscure national holidays.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I named it "Take It in the Ear" because
Yeah.
there's like a "Take It in the Ear" day or something. I don't even remember
yes,
what that was
yes,
about.
yes. So we talked about a lot in that episode, and that seemed to get quite a few. And I think sometimes the way that you kind of name the episodes grabs people's attention.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, you gotta have a good title.
He's very good at that.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. Oh my gosh, we did our top TV shows of all time. Sight and sounds of the internet. This is where we talked about the ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something that I just, what was it that there was a sound that I could not stand. There's definitely a word I can't stand, and that's moist. I can't stand the word moist.
Oh my goodness.
We did a wellness tip. That episode, we talked about the fascination with mukbang content.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we talked about humans falling in love with robots.
Yeah.
And the future of AI and kind of like how terrifying that could be.
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode I think that we had quite a few comments on, and it was probably the episode where we had the most comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that was the episode that is and then the what is a BBL was also one of our most viewed as well.
That's a classic.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what a BBL was, so
Yeah.
that was interesting. It's probably one of the first. That was the first episode that was actually on video.
Was it really?
It was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because that was the third episode.
Yeah.
And that was the one where you actually showed up. Okay. So, yes. All right. So let me find this. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Also, our poor palates and taste high class food got a lot of views. Where we tasted caviar for the first time.
Disgusting.
And it was not that bad.
Nasty.
It wasn't that bad.
It was nasty.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't have I have a child's palate. I don't have a high class palate, so
Okay.
it's just not for me.
All right. So our What is Kratom? It got 39 views, which is not bad. You know, not to me, it's not. I know some people are like, that's nothing. But we, being new to this, I'll take any views that we can get.
Yeah.
So it had 4 comments. That's probably the most comments we've had on any of our podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the comments on here,
were all in support of me.
yeah.
They were all in support of me and Kratom.
They were yeah, for the most part, you know. It was, let me see.
Well, there's a lot of people that
So there's one that came from I don't
Can you read?
No. It's like oh, so this is from at Jen the Kratom Gal.
Of course.
It's just the way that she spells it where I'm like, okay, that's why I have to read it. Okay. So she said, after waking up one day in 2005, paralyzed from my neck down, I was eventually diagnosed with transverse myelitis and became a chronic pain patient. For 13 years, I endured living in pain every day until I discovered Kratom in May of 2019. I've been consuming it responsibly for over 5 years, and it has granted me a second chance at life. Unlike any prescription pain medication I've been prescribed over the years, Kratom has provided unparalleled relief. I no longer suffer every day. I can get out of bed and be a mom. I can go to school functions, run errands, go to the store, and just live life without suffering. Though I regain mobility, I still face many physical limitations. However, I'm no longer confined by constant pain, thanks to this amazing plant. So that was one of the comments. For some reason, I cannot get the other comments to pop up. What is up with that? Why is it doing that? That's weird.
Well, we don't need to read all the comments.
No, I'm not going to. Oh, Lord, I don't want that to play. What the heck is going on? Oh, Lord.
See, she couldn't do this podcast without me. You see what's happening? That's why I had to do it. She literally would not. She would not be able to do it at all.
I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So yeah, so that's not. They'll hear that in there. Boop, this is playing. Okay. So yeah, so that was one. Yeah. So, but everybody was like, for him, even though I came with facts. You have to admit I did.
Yeah, what so? So what?
I mean, I came with facts against it.
Well, they weren't really facts against it, I don't think.
But they were.
They were just facts about the plant or whatever, but I mean, there's a lot of people that use Kratom, you know. And it helps a lot of people, so of course they're going to be for it. Of course.
Yeah. Is there any we got a lot of views on The World is on Fire, where we talk about the LA fires, the poor government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Also on the Trump talk was a good episode as well. So yeah, I mean, the paper or plastic. This is where we talked about the paper straws versus the plastic one. Of course, this is one with Miss Wanda on it as well.
Yeah.
And then
she was not happy about the paper straws.
She was not happy about the paper straws. Um, but it seems like people do like our "Am I the asshole" Reddits.
Yeah, those are fun.
They do seem to like those. There's 44 on the Trump cast. This is where we talked about Donald Trump's appearance on the Joe Rogan show or podcast. Um, the one where we talked about AI will rule the world was a good one. When we talked about the Diddler Strikes Again, a good one as well. So a lot of these, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Brown Sugar. Do you remember what that one was about?
I have no idea.
You titled these. You don't know what it's
I don't.
about?
I don't remember the podcast. As soon as we stop recording, I don't know what we talked about.
We talked about oh, this is where Mom talked about the the vibrators.
Oh yeah, in
The
Walmart.
forms
Yeah.
of disrespect, the evolution of smoking.
Yeah.
The Walmart revelation. The recent shooting in Georgia, and then my field trip to prison. So this is where, not me going to prison.
Oh my god.
That's where the brown sugar came in, because they
Oh, yeah,
called me
yeah.
brown sugar.
Yeah, that's right. The inmates called you brown sugar. Yeah.
So, as you know, any of the titles that you see on the podcast that come up, they've come from. Tell people how you come up with the titles, Tristan.
I don't know. It just.
Oh my gosh!
It just comes. It just comes to me. The muse just hands them to me, and I just write them down.
Oh my gosh!
That's all. I don't put. I guess I put some thought into it. Depends on the context of the episode, what we talked about. But
yeah,
they just come to me.
Just come to you.
Okay. Yeah.
And I will say, I think our highest rated one was the one titled "To Be a Man or a Woman." And in this one, we talked more wellness tips, massage etiquette, common stereotypes between men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one I actually put a link, or I posted a short on TikTok and and I posted that to Instagram, but I think I posted the wrong video because the sounds a little far away, but you understand what Tristan's saying. So you saw it, I'm sure.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you talked about your fear of being massaged.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't say I have a fear of being massaged.
You did, actually.
I didn't say, did I?
Yeah, you actually did. You said that you were worried about, a finger being stuck up your butt.
Oh, yeah.
And then that they would put oil on your feet so you couldn't run away.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about
Like, who comes up with this? And I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
It's a genuine fear that people have.
No,
I'm
it's
sure.
not. It's
probably.
not. I think that it's not a fear that people have.
I'm sure it is. I don't even know why I said that. I'm not afraid to get massaged. But I'm saying that could happen. Maybe.
Have you ever heard of it happening?
That doesn't mean it hasn't happened. That doesn't mean it won't ever happen. I'm sure it's happened. Of course. You don't think there's masseuses out there that are kidnappers or something?
I no. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'm just saying.
I'm sure.
I'm just saying. I don't know for sure.
I'm sure it's happened.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've never gone to a masseuse and wondered, like, oh my gosh, are they gonna? Because I have my underwear on.
What do you mean?
Like, you were like, you're naked under there, and I said, no, you're not.
Well, some people do get naked, I think.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm uncomfortable with that, and they tell you to dress down to where you're comfortable.
Yeah. And some people are comfortable naked.
Yeah. They're probably like, here, rub my butt. So, did you have any episodes that you felt, or any topics that we talked about that were your favorite?
Topics that were my favorite?
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest. I don't remember anything that we've ever talked about. Honestly, because I'm so in the moment, and once the moment's gone, I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
Well, I know that we've had plenty of good and insightful conversations. We've had a lot of Trump rants and political rants from
A
you
lot.
that were pretty good. Um, yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite thing that we've talked about, but we've talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff, and we'll continue to talk about interesting stuff.
Yeah, I think. Well, we always try to, as much as possible. Yes. And yeah. So yeah, I always have something to say, even if they don't like it. I always have something to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just how it is. So, but I have enjoyed like I've enjoyed the podcast and working on it, and sometimes it's challenging to find some topics to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But Tristan's always telling me like, just let it flow, mom, just let it flow, and I'm like, sometimes I just can't do that. Like, I have to try to, in my head, I have to have something prepared. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just from work.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah,
There's
like
nothing wrong with that though.
I want to have something prepared, and I'm trying to go into like these next 50, because we'll get to 100 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to. I want just, I don't know, just more great conversations.
Yeah.
And yeah, and funny stuff, because we live in a world that's just crazy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We do talk about a lot of dark stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I like to talk about some fun things, and a way for me to do that is to get out and go do things. Like the story about Drake at the beach was like, I was so mad at this dog. I was so mad at her, and I was so mad at her. I love my dog. I love my dog, and but she, oh my gosh, and she knew I was upset with her. Like, dogs can sense that.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad. And so when we get in the car, she jumps right into the driver's seat. And then I get in, and she just sits there right by me the whole time as I'm driving.
Really?
She does. And then she looks up at me, and then she licks me. And she's like, I'm saying, I'm sorry, mommy, but we had to go.
Well, yeah, that's
I
just
was so mad, even as I'm packing up and I'm folding, like getting the extra sand off the towels. And then she's just sitting on Johnny's lap, just looking at me like, okay, good. I got my way.
she's not a beach dog. She's just
Well,
not a
she's going to become a beach dog, or she's going to be at home.
That's just not who she is. She's not a beach dog.
I don't care. She's going to become a beach dog.
What? How? What do you mean? You've been here for 5 years. She should.
How
If
often?
she's
But
had,
we haven't taken her to the beach that often, though. Like,
exactly. So that's not her fault.
I think Johnny traumatized her. Like, because Johnny would he would like take her, and then he would throw her in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Not like throw her in, but he would, he would like put her in the water. She doesn't like that. I think she's traumatized. Dogs can have trauma.
Of course they can.
And I think that's why, because she gets so freaked out. We're going to have to drug our dog.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
She's going to need an anti-anxiety pill whenever we take her to the beach.
Oh my, that's not necessary. Just don't take her. She doesn't want to be there.
But then she misses him. She don't miss me. She misses him, because they're so them two together are crazy. Like, they don't care about me. Like, she came up to me today because she needed to go outside. Like, she came up to me and she was on my shoulder and she was kissing me, and I said, okay, what do you want? And so I said, oh, you need to go outside. And then she's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
She only needs me whenever they need something. That's how my whole family treats me.
Oh, that's bull crap. That's not true.
I wanted you to go to the beach. You didn't want to go.
So?
Johnny woke you up so you could go with us.
I was asleep. You guys were about to leave, and I was sleeping.
Don't want to go spend no time with his mom.
Oh my God, she's ridiculous. We're gonna wrap this episode up.
But that's our deal, though. So I just wanted to recap our on our 50th episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I have enjoyed it. so very much.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to the next 50.
Yes, and more content, and yeah, and I'm updating each. I'm still waiting for Tristan to do the TikTok.
The TikTok, yes.
I don't know when. I think we talked about this last week.
I said by the end of the month.
It's getting close.
I know. It'll be done by the end of the month for sure.
You have a week.
Yeah. I can do it in a week. It takes a few minutes to set up.
So do it today.
Oh, I'm not gonna do it today, but
So,
it'll be done by the end of the month for sure.
So we definitely want to try to do some more. Well, Tristan's gonna get the TikTok done, and then we definitely are gonna try to do like some reaction content.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that's gonna look like, we don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
We are still figuring everything out.
Yeah, we'll figure
It's
it out.
so crazy. And then, yeah, we're still doing the room.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the beginning. So I got the chairs from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And are they comfortable for you?
They're fine.
Okay, so that means no.
No, they are. They're fine. I don't really have any complaints about them. No.
But are you comfortable like with the microphone? Like I'm gonna have to get a stand or something for my microphone.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I think it probably looks better.
I love it. I think it looks better when I saw it in the camera. I think it looked it looks better than that desk.
Yeah.
It looked like you were in school doing an assignment because you had your laptop up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I hope you guys like the way it looks better.
Yeah, we still have some things to set up in here, but it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Our new setup. So
baby steps. Yes, the walls will be done, and if I can ever go back to learning my guitar, maybe I'll be able to play a tune one day.
Oh my goodness.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all I can play.
Smoke on the water.
I don't even know if I could play that. I tried it the other week, and I was surprisingly could play it.
Really? You remembered it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it right now though. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I want to wait until I can do it, and then I'll do it.
Just hold off.
And then next podcast I'll do it. But yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised I could still do it. It took me a little bit, but yeah. I actually can. It's kind of like muscle memory.
Yeah.
I was like, I can. So I moved that back over here because it was over there. And that way, when I learn, I can play guitar and songs and make a fool of myself. That's what I love to do.
Everybody loves that.
Whatever. All right. So any last words, anything, Tristan? I'll let you do the outro for this week.
Well, like I said, this has been episode 50 of the Tay and Tristan Hour. We're looking forward to the next 50. We're just going to keep doing it, keep showing up. And, yeah, it's been fun.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
I get to spend time with you.
Yeah.
Like all the time. So I'm happy.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's another reason why I did the podcast was to spend more time with you.
Yeah.
Because I never got to.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes me happy to be with him.
Well, that's good.
He doesn't like it, but it's okay.
That's not true.
I know. I'm such the victim. I know.
She really is.
All right. So remember to catch our podcast on Spotify and on iHeartRadio and Amazon Music and on Apple Podcast.
Yeah. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, share on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, and don't forget that to follow us on our Instagram page, Tay and Tristan _podcast.
Follow the one with 46 followers. Not the one with 3,500. The one with 46.
I post on both, but I will if it makes it better, I'll post everything on the Tay and Tristan _podcast Instagram page. It's just because there are more followers, I'd like to. It's double time, man. It's getting it out there. You got to
that's
use
true.
every single platform.
Of course.
Every single platform. So there will be more consistency with having our content uploaded on both platforms. But for this purpose of our podcast, follow us on Tay and Tristan _podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
There you have it.
All right.
So thanks, you guys.
We'll see
Appreciate
you guys next
it.
week.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace.